This first session is marketing, and we're going to kick it off with Laura Skelly from Skelly's Market. And so, here's Laura.
Okay, so my little helper has disappeared, but it's Sunday, so Sarah, come on over. Sarah's going to be helping me move the slides. You ready for this? Okay.
I think finding paper towels that is like.
Okay, sounds good. All right, so for those of you that don't know what Skelly's Farm Market is, we are a farm on the southwest side of Janesville. We are open approximately Memorial Day weekend through Halloween every year. So we are very much about the seasonal events. So I'm gonna talk about how we specifically market our strawberry season. All right, go ahead and pick up. Good job. Okay, so strawberry season at Skelly's. We know it happens every year. We don't know the exact dates. We don't know how long it's gonna last. We don't know what our crop's gonna look like. So it changes. I can't sit here and tell you today on April 11th that we're gonna have strawberries June 2nd and it's gonna last for 3 weeks. So my job as the marketing person for strawberry season is always changing and always trying to get the word out as quickly as possible, because we might not know we are picking until 2 days before we actually open. So our strawberry supplies vary depending on the day, depending on the variety we're picking and the weather. So say once we get into strawberry season, we're picking, we end up in this variety. We just got 3 inches of rain last night, and all of a sudden I have to get the word out and tell people, don't come tomorrow because the strawberries are really bad. So again, just the importance of trying to stay in the front of mind of people during our season. And yeah, so our whole season lasts 3 to 4 weeks, so it's always super important to be updating people. Next. Good. So one form of marketing that we always use and rely on is email marketing. I don't know how many of you guys send out emails to an email list, but it's super important for us. We find that our email list, they're our biggest spenders. So we have approximately 3,000 people on our email list. So I send out an email once a week when in season, once a month when not in season, or like somewhat like a newsletter type of email that I send out, just kind of updating people on how the season's going so far. Like I'll probably send out my first email next week for the month of April, just kind of saying, hey, like our strawberry season, we don't know when it's gonna happen yet, but here's where the crop's at. Right now they're still covered because it's like 50 degrees outside, so not much is happening for strawberry season. But again, just to kind of get people warmed up to the idea, strawberry season is coming in the next 2 months. Basically, what you could do with this is you could offer special discounts to this group of people. So they have come to your place, they've signed up for this email that you're sending out, offer them a discount. It doesn't have to be a huge discount. It could just be 10% off your berry purchase today, $1 off your berry purchase today. Like something small, something to get them in the door and to feel like this exclusive type of group. And yeah, next slide. So the other thing that we do send out is a mailing list. So we have an email list and a mailing list. This is really the only thing that we will like physically send out. We won't really do like newspaper ads or anything. We rely on this. We've got, gosh, I want to say 4,000 people on this mailing list, and we've been building this for probably 15 years now. And it's super simple. So this is what our postcard looks like that we send out. The top picture is the front, the bottom is the back. If they sign up for this, if you can see on the bottom, and I'm not sure if it's too small, but we have a coupon on there. So return this card for $1 off your berry purchase for this season. Again, it's an exclusive list. Everybody gets a discount. Bring it back. So we know then too how many people are actually receiving it and caring enough to bring back the postcard to get their discount. So that kind of helps too on, like say we get, half of those back of what we sent out. We know that at least half of those people are still caring about their postcards. So we know that it's still worth the investment of buying all the stamps and sending those out. Next slide. All right. So this is probably the most important thing that you could do. Always have your website up to date. always have your Google listing up to date, always be posting on Google My Business. So the number one thing that frustrates me as a marketer is going to another business and going to the website and I can't figure out what is going on. I want to be able to go to your website and be like, hey, I'm attending this event. It's very clear what event I'm attending, where I need to be, what time it starts, all the important details. So we're farm nerds, so we'll go like apple picking at somebody else's farm because we don't grow apples. It frustrates me so much when I go to another farm's website and I can't figure out what variety they're picking today. Or, is it really apple season? I don't know. Make sure your website is up to date and important. We probably update our website 5 or 6 times a day during strawberry season. Why? Because our varieties and our quantities could change from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. And we want to make sure that if you're logging in at 8 a.m., you're seeing the most up-to-date information. You're logging in at 2 p.m., you're also seeing the most up-to-date information, because a lot of the times in the morning, it is a lot busier. So our supply could dwindle by the time you hit after lunch crowds. So yeah, always updating your website, super important. You can post right on Google Maps. So somebody's looking for directions for your place. And it comes up in like the first thing that they could find for your business. You could scroll up and they could find recent posts from the owners. I don't know if anybody has posted like that, but I usually do, especially during strawberry season, just saying like, hey, picking is really good for the next 3 or 4 days, like check back for another update. Just a general, like you don't have to post on that 2 or 3 times a day, maybe just every couple days post on that, just because people are looking, and Google Maps is the first thing that people look for when they're trying to find your place. So yeah, super important website and Google My Business. So social media, I know it's not the most fun thing for everybody, but this is my thing. So I'm kind of the face of Skelly's if you were to follow us on Instagram or Facebook. So I'm always posting videos. I'm posting just random pictures, anything to keep people coming to our page. So our Facebook page, I think, has approximately 22,000 followers. So I'll focus on my Facebook page the most because that's where most people live, at least for us. Videos are super important. Pictures, because people want to see what you're actually picking. And yeah, like get people to interact with your page as well is super important. Get people to post pictures of their picking experience. So that's something that you could do during your event. Right now I'm hyping up the fact that the Janesville Farmers Market, I know Emily's in here somewhere, is going to be opening in a couple weeks. Again, it's 4 weeks away, but you still want to be in the front of mind. And all of this is free advertising. So if you use it often and you keep showing up in people's news feeds, it'll work really well for you. Now this is the video that I was talking about before that I had, so it might not play the sound, which is fine. But I had posted a video last year in May. We were out at 2 a.m., which is why it's dark and you can see a light on my head, of updating frost protection. So we have to run our irrigation at night when the temperatures get below 32 when we have blossoms on our plants. And I just gave a little 2-minute update of me being half asleep because it's 2 a.m. And people were commenting on it like, oh my gosh, it's so worth it. Thank you for doing all this extra work. And like, honestly, it kind of builds us up too as owners. Like, this really sucks to be up at 2 a.m. watching irrigation, but knowing that everybody the next morning is tuning in and looking at your video thinking, hey, they're protecting our strawberries. Like, this really is gonna be a good season because they're putting all this extra work in. So it kind of makes you feel good too. Next slide. Hey. Oh, there we go. I think 2:15 in the morning and we're out checking irrigation because we have already a thick layer of frost on the ground. So we've been up pretty much since I think we turned it on at 8:30 this evening. Every hour checking to make sure the sprinklers have been going on. And okay, go ahead, hit the button. You don't need to listen to my whole entire rant, but again, it's just me talking about the fact that I am up at 2:15 and I had to be up every hour that night checking irrigation. Again, it kind of builds you up a little bit and gets people thinking about your event that from that point was probably happening about a month later. All right, so paid social media advertising, this isn't for everybody. I don't really have a budget. So I kind of just do my own thing. Like, so when my brother-in-law tells me, hey, we got a huge strawberry crop coming up, go ahead and put, $100, $200 into your marketing for Facebook, I go ahead and do that. Some years I might not put anything in because our crop's like so-so, like I'm doing an okay job getting people there right now. But like right now, I was actually going to start running an ad for some of our other seasonal stuff. But you can put like $1 or $2 per day. You can run ads that will slowly trickle out to the public for the next month. You could do like a quick campaign that's a week. You could do it for 3 days if you really wanted to. But when you're running paid social media advertising, you want to make sure that you know your audience. So my audience on Facebook is mostly women, ages 25 to 45. That I know because we have analytics when you have a business page for your business. So yeah, I target those people. I don't bother targeting men. Sorry, guys. You guys aren't my target crowd for Facebook. All the women that I target will see my specific ad. And yeah, you can test different ads too if you want to. And that's way more time than I have to get into that. But I would run 2 or 3 ads at the same time. Simply doing, like here I have a picture of strawberries. I ran that a couple years ago. You could do just a simple different picture. You could do different text and just kind of test your audience. And again, $50 goes a long way for Facebook ads. So that's something if you are interested in that you could do. Okay. During the event, ask your customers to share pictures. I talked about that. That was one of our customers. They shared that with me on Facebook. And then you can kind of promote that while your event's running. Take those Instagram-worthy pictures. Take those cool pictures of your strawberries. You can always use them for next year. You never have enough content, at least in my opinion. So always take those pictures when you're out there. Talk to people, get that. Try to do like giveaways on social media. So say, hey, submit your favorite memory picking strawberries and be entered to win a chance to get a free quart of strawberries. Stuff like that. That you could do. I do that in the off season too, just to kind of get people interacting with my Facebook page. The most important part is to create that FOMO feeling, fear of missing out. You want to have cool pictures, cool videos, have people talk about their stories to create that feeling of, hey, I really need to be here because this is a cool event. And lastly, after the event, so like our farm moves on really fast to sweet corn season, sunflower season, fall season. If I don't have anything to post, again, I'll just kind of do a picture of, hey, share your favorite picking experience, be entered to win a chance for X, Y, Z, or just get people talking about it. Be like, hey, what was your favorite part about picking strawberries this year? Did you bring your grandkids for the first time this year? How many pounds of berries did your kid pick this year? Just random questions like that. Interact with them in the comments and it'll give you content. And again, just kind of giving you an overall feel for what your customers thought of your event too. And that's all I got. So I wouldn't be a marketer if I didn't say, don't forget to come pick strawberries in June. All right. Thank you guys.
Thank you, Laura. That was really good. I'll probably comment on similar things like that in my presentation. So yeah, I'll just cover some different things like she was talking about who you're targeting and you're trying to find the audience to go out there. She mentioned she goes to other farms and does that type of a thing. The Aqua Jays do the similar type of thing. We go to other ski shows and look at them and try to get their ideas, what they're doing that's working well to attract people to their crowds and what can we do to attract people to our thing. So I kind of talk in 2 different, events here because the Aqua Jays do 2 shows a week, Sunday, Wednesday night, but we also host events like the 4th of July, Independence Day on the Rock with the fireworks, display. We also do a regional tournament, a nighttime tournament, and then we try to host a national tournament every couple of years. And I'm going to focus more on those type of events, whereas opposed to like the weekly shows, unless we do something unique like a food truck night that gets other people interested in it. So how do you find those people? Like she's saying, go to other events, see who those people are, and try to track them down that way. How do you get those people at your event and how to get it shared? Like she's saying on the social media is king, it's free, it's pretty good. But what you can do though is find the influencer that is coming to your event. So for example, the Aqua Jays have a former member named Pete Lee, really well-known comedian, nationally well-known. So when we know he's coming to the show, we try to say, would you share something on your social media that you were at this event or you're going to it? Try to get ahead of time. So find those influencers out there who can help you promote your event without having to cost you anything. So that's one thing we try to do, or at least should be doing. Your marketing budget, if you have one, great. If you don't, if it's zero, then you got to go with sweat equity and figure out how to get the word out there. And it is possible to do it. I'll talk about connecting to the CVB also. So those are some of the questions before the event to look at. Marketing before the event, also start with your own website and social media, like she's saying. Look for grants. The Convention and Visitor Bureau has access to grants, and we accept grants. I'm on the CVB board also, so I say we. We have grant money to give out for your event, especially if it's a new event. We want to attract eyeballs to it. We'll help you get that word out there. In fact, some of the budget has to be spent outside of Rock County, and that's where we're trying to get more people into Rock County. So we'll advertise just outside of the area there. But there's one thing there, creating a good logo is important. So like I said, I run a marketing company. I have graphic artists on staff. We could do it for you. People around town here could do it for you. If you want to also go online, you could find Fiverr, Fiverr, Fiverr. People out there will help create a logo for you. You got to come up with some basic design. You can't just say, give me a logo. You got to kind of tell them what you're looking for. And you can spend $5, you can spend $25 and get some pretty good looking logos back in JPEG or PDF formats for very, very cheap. And then you can probably fix them yourself or make them better and improve them from that point on. So create a logo. The one I can give you is a good example that did a good job of creating the logo for the event. Dragons on the Rock. You guys seen that around? You can't miss that. That's a really good logo. It looks like a dragon on water. So really good job with that, whoever did that one. So try to, if you're going to create an event, have the logo match that event. That's really important to do. And it makes it for putting on like apparel and that kind of fun stuff later on. Another thing about marketing is if you have a band that's coming to your event or the food truck's coming to your event, you could, if you have that kind of clout and kind of power with them and you have multiple bands who want to be at your event, say, okay, we're going to pick you because you have 10,000 followers, but you have to push out 10 messages before the event. So like with Summerfest over in Milwaukee, they get a lot of small bands who want to play there, but they only select bands who have good followings already because they'll know they'll promote them to come to the event itself. So if you are going to have food trucks, you're going to have any type of vendor is going to be there, and you have limited space, or you're trying to pare down who is going to be, look at how many followers they have and say you're selected because of that follower, and then they have to push out messages on your behalf. So it's not just you doing the only marketing out there. The example I had on the picture here was years ago when Festival of Food was just moving to town, they ran ads in the paper before that event saying coming to Janesville in fall of 2015, and they already mentioned Festival of Food fireworks with the Rock Aqua Jays the following summer. So it's a great partnership to have, and if you can promote it ahead of time, great, do that. So another thing before the event, go to other events, try to, if you can, if they'll let you say, hey, we're also hosting a similar event in 3 months, will you let us stand up there on stage and talk about that for 5 minutes? They might let you do that. So there's that idea. Call the radio station. They're very friendly to the Rock Aqua Jays. Getting on with Tim Brumwell's show to talk for 5, 10, 15 minutes, whatever it may be. You can pay for radio ads. We also do news releases to the TV channels up in Madison about something that we might have going on. And they're very receptive to sending something down, not for every ski show, but for like a tournament. They like to, once in a while bring somebody down here for that. So that, again, that's free to do. the CVB, billboards and such. During the event, social media, she always said it's great to do that. If you're having an outdoor event and you can do things that are the feather banners and flags and balloons and something like that, so people driving by can see something's happening over there, try that. You can rent that kind of stuff. They're not that expensive to buy. If you know your event's going to be more and more, you can pay for that and then use it again year and year after that. One of the things Laura mentioned is a great idea. If you're going to give something away, don't just give it away as, for something to be there. Have them make sure that they give you their email address, their home mailing address. So you get something out of it. What are you getting? You're getting their contact information. So next time you're either asking for money or the next time you have an event, it's a good way to go for that. So don't just give things away. Ask for something in return. You don't have to be so blatant about it, like, I want your email address because we're going to send you something next month. But you can kind of tell them that we need it for future usage and you'd be fine. After the event, do a recap on social media. Publicly thank any sponsors you have. Mention the next event, like Laura did here as well. At the end of the thing, like picking strawberries in June. And then make notes on what did and didn't work well for your group so you know how to improve it for next time around. But yeah, we kind of got through all that. Thank you very much for getting that right in time. Yeah. Yes. One more thing about the social media, and she's, great videos and pictures. Drones are fantastic use of getting images for social media. And I'm sure you guys do it too now, don't you?
So I just hired a guy to do a video of our sunflower field. So he put together a marketing video that's probably like 45 seconds long. He flew over our entire 6 acres of sunflowers, and it's like the coolest thing ever. So drones are awesome.
Great idea. Yeah, we got great video. Questions? I know we're always running out of time quick, but love to have some questions. Yeah.
What do you feel is the best time, like we're having our event in August, how far ahead do you I'm doing fundraising, we started that in January and got our bands, of course, way ahead, but how far do you push the local, how far do people remember when your event's going?
Yeah, you were kind of mentioning that, so you go ahead and answer that.
Yeah, so our opening day for the farm is May 28th. I created an event on Facebook for that in mid-February. So that was 3 months. So yeah, like 3-4 months, honestly, I would start pushing it. With an event on Facebook, they can hit interested in it, and then if they do that, it'll remind them the day of the event, hey, you should attend this. So that's a really good way to get people to remember.
Even though you have an event on there, do you go on there again? I mean, you started 3 months and then it's on, you can put the event they're interested in.
Yeah.
Do you do reminders and send out in between that?
Yeah, so that same day I did the event, and then I also made a separate post. And what I did was I pinned that post to the top of your news feed. So if you click the three vertical dots on your upper right-hand corner, you can hit pin post to top of feed. So when they come to my page now, the first post that they see is opening day is May 28th.
Good question, yeah. Other questions, though? Yeah, you guys had a nice mix of people in here for different events that you do. So glad to see so many people show up for this. But anything else that we didn't cover or we should have?
No, it's probably really fast.
It was fast, yeah. It goes fast for us, too.
Yeah.
If not, great. Yeah, we'll be around for other personal questions, yeah.
So how do you find your sponsors?
I don't have any sponsors. Maybe you could talk about it?
Yeah, oh yeah. Sponsorship. I don't know if is that a separate topic today? Yeah, it's the next one. So yeah, I'm gonna say I think we're covering that. Yeah, Sabrina.
Question: would you guys be interested in sharing your contact information?
Yeah, I do. I'll have a business card if you want to come and see. I wonder if I put it at the beginning here. There's mine. So I don't know if we had yours at the beginning. I think I did. So Tim Cullen 1 at charter.net. Find me that way, or just come up and see me afterwards. I'll give you my business card. Glad to help you. I do a ton of marketing with direct mail, and there are people around here in Janesville that help with that as well. If you need help doing that kind of stuff, or some thoughts on it, printing, all that kind of stuff, we do. So glad to help out with it, whatever. Yeah. Good stuff, you guys. Okay. All good? Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you.